Give me the argument, the best argument you know, for the power of cinema.
Sup, bro?
What's up, bro?
And welcome, everybody, to the show. This is Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
And welcome, like I said, Peliculas with the Bros. Welcome. Peliculas with the Bros. It's a show where me and my brother Ivan, we talk about a movie every week. We do a new movie. And Ivan, what's the movie of the week?
Top Gun.
Top Gun. But before we get into this lovely, delectable, sweaty movie, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Peliculas with the Bros, again, is a podcast, a show where me and my brother do a new episode every week where we discuss a movie. Each week is a new movie. Usually we do movies that are coming out in theaters. And in this case, there's no real worthy movie, a Frosio standard movie that we would want to watch out in theaters. So we decided to watch Top Gun. But every week we do a new movie. And you can listen to us on YouTube or on any podcast platform, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Deezer, SoundCloud, Spotify, stuff like that. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Wherever you find your podcast, we should be there. Look us up, Peliculas with the Bros. Hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever we release a new episode. But first, let's talk about this movie. Actually, it's second. Whatever. Ivan. Get ready to fire up that MiG-28 and do a 4G negative dive right into Fightertown USA.
Like that? I was tempted just to scream. Just like perfectly not compatible with what we were doing.
Just that like mentally handicapped, like it's the guy from Anchorman.
Yes.
What's his name? Steve Carell's
Brick.
I love lamp.
Yeah, something like that.
Classic. Obviously we have top notch. What is it? Sound effects here on Peliculas with the Bros. But like I said, we're going into Fightertown USA. Ivan, what's the movie of the week?
Top Gun. Imagine like top gun. Yeah. Yeah.
We all. I think this podcast is just about sound effects at the end of the day. Top Gun, directed by Tony Scott, written by Jim Cash, Jack Epps Jr. It doesn't really matter who wrote it because it's Top Gun, man. You're not in here to listen to words. You're here to watch sweaty guys play volleyball. The premise of the movie, Ivan: Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell and Lieutenant General. Is that General? I don't even know how to. LTJG?
What is use their names? Goose, Maverick, Iceman. Do you want me to scream or not? I'll do it, Adrian.
Let me restart. The premise of this movie: Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell and Nick Goose are a pair of hotshot pilots who are selected to join Top Gun, a prestige naval air fighting school in Miramar, California.
Oh, baby.
Did you know that?
Not really.
All right.
You know, I knew.
Wait. Okay, go.
I knew the fact that it was in San Diego. I knew that it was in Miramar, but I didn't remember that when I was watching it. Like, I forgot, like, that memory that I had it at all.
Wait, so when they said Miramar, were you like, must be a different Miramar?
I didn't register in my head.
Oh, God. That makes the movie worse for you
then.
Okay. Top fighting school in Miramar, California.
Ooh.
Here they are, up against the best of the best. Maverick and Goose have big ambitions, but will it be enough to be known as the best pilots in Fightertown, US of A? With the cast of Tom Cruise as Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell, Kelly McGillis as Charlie Blackwood, the Val Kilmer as Lieutenant Tom Iceman Kaczynski. What's a good sound effect for Iceman?
Very breathy.
Iceman. Anthony Edwards as Nick Goose Bradshaw. What's a good sound effect for Goose?
Wait.
Oh, poor Goose. Oh man, he gets the what is it? What's that?
Short end of the stick.
Short end of the stick. Tom Skerritt, the Tom Skerritt.
Who's he?
He's like the captain of the alien ship.
Okay.
I mean, captain of the ship in the movie Alien, one of my favorite movies of last year. Not really last year. Tom Skerritt as Mike Viper Metcalf.
It's like
I feel like I'm an Indiana Jones movie.
it's like getting you like the viper strikes.
Oh, imagine a viper biting you that fast.
I probably catch it.
Today.
Bite its tooth.
Oh.
Far.
Oh man, this is going crazy. Michael Ironside as Rick. What?
I'm waiting for the next sound effect.
Oh, this is good. Rick Jester Heatherly.
I don't know. Honk honk.
The Jester. Ivan, this movie is directed by Tony Scott. Do you know any of his movies?
No.
Top Gun was his first big movie. But after Top Gun, obviously, he's a big hot shot, so he makes Beverly Hills Cops 2.
Okay.
Then another movie called Revenge, and then another Tom Cruise movie, Days of Thunder. That looks like another Top Gun movie, just with cars. Need to watch it. Let me just say, I haven't watched a lot of these movies, Tony Scott. I should, but there's a couple that I do like, and I'll mention because I watched them. True Romance, one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, and I just saw it this year.
Jeez.
And it's a Quentin Tarantino movie that he wrote, directed by Tony Scott. Crimson Tide, The Fan, Enemy of the State. Ivan, have you watched Enemy of the State?
Is
Will
that
Smith.
with Will Smith?
Will Smith,
No.
the slapper of all slappies.
No.
Will Smith and the guy that looks like he's Gene Hackman. He's been 90 years old for 90 years. Spy Game, Man on Fire. Have you seen Man on Fire?
With Denzel.
Denzel.
You know it's Denzel, technically.
No.
He said in an interview that it's Denzel, but his dad's name Denzel too, so his mom called him Denzel to differentiate.
That's horrible.
That's funny. I think either way works.
Man on Fire, great movie.
Yes.
Domino, Deja Vu. Remember that movie? Denzel. Great movie too.
Yes.
The Taking of Pelham 1 2 3 and The A-Team.
He has some movies.
He has some movies. Kind of stylized his directing style.
Yeah.
After watching this movie and taking into account the movies that I watched of his, lots of visual candy is what I'll say.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't really speak on him too intelligently. So
I think 18 is one of my guilty pleasure.
I've never seen it.
It's fun.
So it's our boy
Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper.
the fighter Rampage Jackson, right?
No. Isn't it Rampage? Oh yeah, it is. I'm thinking of someone else.
As Mr. T.
Yeah, and then I forgot his name. He's like a British dude. No, like Australian or something.
Have no idea.
He's in Chappie, I think. I think he plays Chappie.
No idea.
If you saw him, you'd be like, oh, I know him, but I don't know him.
Mr. T. Isn't it crazy that Mr. T became whatever he became?
Himself.
He was like
I
a
guess.
bodyguard. Then they found him or something, and they put him on a TV show or this show, whatever, A-Team, and boom.
That's like,
Who's this comp?
it's like easy life. Probably not easy, but it's a fun life where you just do your thing and then you just rise up.
And he has one line.
Yeah.
I pity the fool.
You can't say that.
I can't?
No, I'm just kidding.
But what's his comp today?
What do you mean?
Like his, who's the Mr. A of today?
Mr. T?
Mr. T. God. I was thinking A-Team, sorry.
Jeez.
Mr. T of today.
Probably The Rock.
No.
Well, what's Mr. T then? What is Mr. T? What are you
Like,
saying?
He wasn't an actor.
Oh, okay.
He kind of still isn't an actor. He just like
The
hired
Rock.
for. And he has one line.
The Rock.
He never.
His line is this.
It'd be cool if every movie he said, "Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?"
And then, whoop, poof. And if it's like a love thing, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? And he kisses the girl.
Romantic movie, rom-com. Do you smell what the Rock's cooking? Action movie. Do you smell what the Rock's cooking? Do. Drama, courtroom. Do you smell what the Rock's
No,
cooking?
he like figures something out. He's like, do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Oh God, the Rock. We found your niche now. You went the wrong way, the Rock.
What?
You went the wrong way, Dwayne. You should have went this way.
Yes.
Slogan man.
Yes.
Here on Peliculas with the Bros, we like to look at how the sausage was made. So let's dig in to see how this movie, Top Gun, was made. At that time, a couple hotshot producers, Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, wanted to make a movie based off an article on a magazine that was discussing this top flight school program called Top Gun. They're looking for directors. They finally settled on Tony Scott because they liked a commercial he made for the automobile maker Saab. So he's like in the lineage of Michael Bay.
Okay.
Music video director, commercial director, kind of stylized commercials, and like, oh, this guy could probably make a cool movie.
Mm-hmm.
They hire him. Matthew Modine, the guy from what's the I'm forgetting Stanley Kubrick's war movie, one of his last films.
War movie?
Yeah. Oh God, I'm embarrassing myself.
It's old?
What?
Old? Or Full Metal?
Full Metal Jacket. Remember the lead character in that?
Yes.
That's Matthew Modine.
Okay.
He was set to star in this. He turned it down.
Good.
Our boy Tom Cruise comes in and saves the day.
Comes in all sweaty.
Comes in all sweaty
ready.
and stuff. And they make this movie. This movie, someone died making this movie. Pilot Art Scholl died in the making of this film while making an aerial maneuver. It's kind of crazy, huh? Like, someone literally died to make this film.
Die for the art.
And the naval aviation popularity skyrocketed after this. A bunch of adolescents wanted to become a pilot after watching this film.
Iceman.
I want to go and become Goose.
Quang, quang, quang.
I want to be Maverick.
I don't know. What was his?
Clink, clink.
It's like a boot?
Yeah, like spurs. Like, clink.
Clink, 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 clink.
Someone call Maverick.
Okay, well, let's move on.
So yeah, it is kind of propaganda, right? Like when you make a movie, it's like it reminds me of when I watched Fast and Furious, the first one, or I think it was Too Fast and Furious in the theaters, and I was like, I need a car, and
I'm a car guy.
I'm a car guy, and I need to drive fast.
Need that nitro, or was it?
Yeah.
Is it called nitro?
NOS.
NOS.
Everyone wanted NOS and blue flames coming out of their exhaust. Do you remember Initial D, the game, at Miramar? At Edwards Cinema. They had like an Initial D. You know that anime, right?
Yeah.
They had an Initial D arcade game right there. And after leaving the movie, I was like, I need to play that game. That's me. I think this movie has that kind of like vestige where you watch it and you want to become that because they make it look so cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that time when I was in high school too, when it was Spanish class. Our teacher was a ex-Marine or something. And given that he was an ex-Marine, he had a recruiter come in. And they talked to us about the greatness of the Army and how we should join. He almost got me, dude. He's like, dude, I was stationed what did he say? I was stationed in like South Korea. I didn't do anything. all we did is we went shopping. We did this, we did that. We were just hanging out. And I was like into Jordans at that time. He's like, you can buy fake Jordans.
Oh my god!
And I was like, sign me up, baby.
Jeez, they got you. Were perfect, huh?
Yeah, perfect. Good thing I had
Jesus.
smart parents. And I went to my our parents, and I was like, Mom, Dad.
I'm a Marine boy. I bleed red, white, and blue, baby.
And then my dad almost slapped me. And he said, you will not do that, son. And he wanted to go to the school and fight the teacher who let the recruiter come in.
I think I never was stupid like that, but
Thankfully.
Dad told me, like, you're never joining the army. I'm like, I wasn't planning on it.
Yeah. Looking back at it, it's like, so dumb, huh? How dumb I was.
For me, I was like, I don't really ever want to shoot anyone or, like, be in a position where, like, I'm one, like, space away from shooting somebody.
Right.
And, like, being in the military would put me in there.
Yeah.
You know? Even if, like, we weren't at war. And I could see, like, the argument, like, you probably won't be doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be even near that position.
Yep. Yeah. I wasn't thinking logically. And I didn't know about, like, even though we're not at war, you still have to go and serve.
Yeah.
And protect. And most likely you'll be firing a gun or doing something like that.
Yep.
Thank you, Dad. Shout out. So, going into this movie, Evan, what were you thinking? Like, there's history to this movie.
I was a little excited.
Look excited. Have you ever watched the movie? Why not?
Never interested me.
Why?
Propaganda.
I feel exact same way.
A little propaganda, and I've generally never been into any war, anything ever.
I have this in my notes. The same thing you're saying right now. I've never watched it, and I asked myself, why did I never watch it? Given that it's such a big pop culture movie, and the only thing I can think of is like it's a war movie, and it just doesn't entice me.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it's a little before our time, it's like plus that doesn't really titillate me like the kids say nowadays, you know?
It's just going to be our iconic word now, titillate.
They're like, why do they always say titillate? I don't get it. Yeah, it's a huge pop culture movie. I feel like it's referenced everywhere.
Yeah.
And I know the names Maverick and Goose and Iceman, but if you ask me like which character portrayed who, I'm like, I don't know. Because I never watched the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a weird thing to me too, that usually this is like the type of movie that I make fun of people for, like, oh, you haven't watched Top Gun?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Is it just because, like, I'm so anti-war? It's not that. I'm not really anti-war. It doesn't really entice me.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen, but just Top Gun felt like too on the nose for action. And I'm not really like plain action.
That's a good point. Yep.
Like, I'm not sad that I watched it now.
Right.
But I'd imagine I would have been sad if I watched it 5 years ago.
Yep.
20 years ago.
Yep.
80 years ago.
No.
Oh.
That is true. We are not big action buffs. We're not going to go in line to watch any what's the Rock's movies, like San Andreas.
Yeah.
Like, miss me with that.
I would watch them, like, ironically.
Correct.
Like, I'd enjoy it in my way, but not in the way that they intended it.
No. I'm gonna like it this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're beating the man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then the sequel was announced. And once it was announced, I knew immediately that I was destined to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I need to watch it now.
Right.
Tom Cruise is coming back to an IP. You have to watch it.
I trust Tom Cruise. I feel like.
I mean, I don't trust him, but I trust.
Come on, don't get political.
Okay.
I feel like anything he does now is like super in service of the movie, like the movie itself, not like the box office. You know. So when I heard he's doing this, I was like, probably gonna be good, or at least like very action, but like good action. Because he's the action man now.
He's dumb.
He's the action man. Don't get political.
He does right. What you're referring to is that he is now known as like, oh, I'm gonna be in Mission Impossible 8. Okay, I'm gonna go on an actual spaceship.
Yeah.
And fly the spaceship.
Yeah.
This movie, I'm in Top Gun. I'm gonna actually learn how to fly now, and I'm gonna fly the fighter pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And you start thinking, why?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's cool to be realistic, but is he trying to kill himself for the movie? Like, this is my take. He's kind of low-key depressed. And, like, in a weird way, his fantasy, like, he would love for his legacy to be like, he died making Mission Impossible 11 while going Mach 2 on a car.
Straight through the wall. Like, there's no plan. He just went right for the wall.
Like, he would love...
Like the other guys when they jump off.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
But like for a movie.
Yeah.
And I feel he's becoming this guy that's like, I'm all about movies. Like, I want this movie to be as good as possible. But not like critically in a weird way.
Yeah. Like critically in a different way. As like action critically.
Yeah, like I want to make the best popcorn film I want to just knock your blocks off.
Yeah.
I want to make your movie going experience. I want you to go to a movie theater and watch me do this. And that's different from like Iñárritu, who's like, I want to make the perfect film.
The chef's kiss.
The chef's kiss
of movies.
Yes. After watching this movie, Ivan, what would you think?
Oh, sorry.
What'd you think of this film?
I liked it. Not really for the action parts, but I think that's mostly because of the time it was made. Like they were limited, but I think they did a good job with what they could do. Like I'd imagine this new Top Gun is just gonna be like way, way crazier in terms of like what they can do with the CGI and stuff, especially with like. I think the hardest part of CGI is creating a person. But it would be super, super easy just to have planes doing like random stuff, flying around. Like, I think that's like the easiest part of CGI. So they can just go wild with it.
We'll revisit that topic about what I think Top Gun 2 is going to do. But that's interesting too, yeah. As far as like what they show in this movie.
Because in this one, it was kind of... Saliva. I'm sorry.
It was big. It was big and chunky. I had that earlier today where like I got scared for a second and I was like Tanya! I was like trying to send it back. I was like it's crazy. And it wasn't like a loogie, it was just like a lot of saliva and it was thick. God.
Okay.
Anyways.
This one they're limited by what they could film because, like, they did not have CGI basically back then.
No. I mean, they did.
They did not have CGI.
Oh.
They had CGI.
Huh?
So they had to, like, just film camera on the plane or, like, a faraway shot of whatever.
Yeah.
Or just straight up the cockpit looking at, like, the... And that's, like, all the scenes in this movie. Just that.
But I do have to say that I do like that about this film. And I was kind of surprised that they were able to get these type of to me quality shots for the time of the fighter pilots and them moving around. I was surprised that it was so I wouldn't say realistic, but like so close up. I was kind of surprised actually. I'm not saying it was amazing, but for its time,
Yeah.
I can see it being pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continue. What else did you think about the film?
I like the relationships inside the movie, like the Maverick versus Iceman,
The rivalry.
and how they looked at each other. They're like super, super, super cocky.
Yeah.
It's like just chewing their gum. You think you're good? You're dangerous.
It is like a low key sports movie,
Yeah.
like a rivalry movie, in a way, where you have two factions competing against each other, and not in a way that it's like bad guy, good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there is a bad guy and good guy in this film, but they're on the same team at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I went into it thinking that I was gonna like it. Like, okay, I know I'm gonna like this movie, and I came away feeling that way. Like, yeah, it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be, as far as liking it or not. But I was surprised of like the visuals, not so much the fighter jets, but some of the look of it. Specifically, like
bright or like what's like contrast or
Yeah.
something.
like high contrast shots.
Yeah.
Specifically, there's a couple things like the big opening scene where they're on the spaceship, on the battleship,
Yeah.
and in the deck, and what is it? The deck. They're in like a command center,
Yeah.
and there's blue and pink lights like flashing, and they're all sweaty, and it's like, dang, this looks like
This is
almost
work.
like a rave / spaceship. It's crazy. And then there's another shot where the jets are coming off of the ship, and the sunset is going down, and the guys are just like, I thought it looked cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, sign me up for this. Tony Scott coming in with the visuals. So the cinematography was good. Like I said, the jets were the action sequences were pretty good for the time. I was expecting bad CGI, and I'm glad they just didn't have any kind of CGI at all.
Yeah, like camera tricks. It's like I don't even know if there's CGI at all in this movie.
Right.
It's just like clever ways to film things.
Yep. They don't make movies like this anymore, is one of my big takeaways.
Yeah, well, maybe that's this next one.
Yep.
I could see Tom Cruise being like, we cannot lose the magic of that, and with CGI.
Yep.
Because he does like the physical stuff.
Uh-huh. And also what I mean is like, it's like you're using 5 basic ingredients to make a pop film.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, rock music, good music, check. Girls, good relationship. I mean, a relationship, romance, check. Guys, check. Competing factions, check. Something fast, cars or jets, check. It's just this gumbo that it can always work back in the day, but it won't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that works that is close is probably Fast and Furious, the franchise.
You mean like super simple ingredients that like just make something hearty and like.
And that is, it's an action movie, but it's also not a superhero film, you know?
Right. Right.
It's like set in a real world. And like the only equivalent I can think of that works today that people actually want to see is Fast and Furious.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, and I think like all the movies that are like on its own, they kind of feel like the same in a way. Like
Yes.
only Tom Cruise movies feel like a different caliber of action, whereas like the Netflix Rogue 25 movie starring Chris Hemsworth, those feel like I've seen this in a different way.
Right.
And just like 2 cars, like you got to jump. Slow motion shot. They're like diving to the other car. He misses. He gets it the other way.
Oh,
Barely makes it.
it is like, that's why The Other Guys is such a genius movie.
Yeah, it makes fun of that.
Yeah. And kind of that was like the nail in the coffin for these kind of movies. Like, all right, we parodied it. That this genre is dead unless you do something weird or different. And I think what makes Fast and Furious work is that they kind of bend reality now.
Yeah.
That they do these stupid, insane tricks that you can only do with like your hot box cars when you're a little kid. And they make a movie out of it, which I hate, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
I love the sweatiness of this film. I think 95% of the film has someone sweating profusely.
Kind of weird. It's not that hot here.
No, it's not.
Like, what are they? Are they just tense?
Yeah.
super tense.
Super tense, man.
Okay.
Always sweating, and that's true. It's not that hot. And that's another thing too. Like Miramar is San Diego.
Yeah. It's cool.
But like when you say we're in Miramar, California, no, you're actually in San Diego,
like
California.
nobody says Miramar.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a neighborhood in San Diego.
Maybe they mean the base, like, because I've had friends in like military families say, "Oh, I'm going to Miramar," and they mean the base.
Right.
Maybe like
that's true.
That like that's how they mean. Like we're not in the military world, so we don't like. Oh, I'm going to Camp Pendleton. They mean the base or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I can see that. Let's talk about our boy Tom Cruise.
Tommy Cruise.
What is it about this guy? What's his it factor?
He commits. He's about it. No, I won't do that to you.
He should have About It as his theme song. You're right, Evan. He is about it. He is the type of guy that throws himself into work. He has also like
passion.
Yeah. And when you're looking at him like
Kanye, Tom Cruise.
Really?
Yep, I figured it out just now. He is that for action movies.
Yeah.
He's just about the art of it. He's not about the paycheck. He's not about the I just felt like something had to be said there.
He has like these eyes that emote a lot. And they're also they sort of like dig into you. Like when he stares at you, you just feel like intensity, you know? He has like some intensity that most actors don't have that.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting to think about that what he really excels in is action movies. But this movie is an action movie and it's a romance movie too, right? And I think his romance with the chick Kelly McGillis playing Charlie, it doesn't really work as far as like, do you believe in them being in love? Does she really dig him? Does he really dig her? Because there's some weird nuances, and these nuances have been talked about on the internet. So I'm not breaking any kind of like news, or I'm not gonna give you a take that hasn't already been told. But there's a weird homosexual
here we go
nature to this film. I saw this great clip on YouTube.
Tarantino?
That too.
Oh.
You saw it?
I saw it today. I don't know how. Like, I was just on YouTube and there's like recommended Tarantino talks about Top Gun. I was like, what the hell? Well, I guess because the movie's coming out, so it's
It's him acting, right?
I think so.
Okay. Did you watch it?
The
clip?
Yeah.
And what'd you think?
I was like, sure. But I don't know. It's not explicit. I don't think it's straight up.
No.
Like that's what it is. I think if anything it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
But it's not like that's what's actually happening in the movie.
Correct. There's like a supercut some guy made of all the sexual scenes, and it showed how overt it could be.
Right.
obviously
It's
when you
different.
edit it,
Yeah.
it makes it super obvious, but
Yeah.
it's completely different.
It's like a lesson in editing. Like editing is a huge part
Correct.
of the story.
But to be fair, the film does have those like feels, you know?
Yeah.
Like the fact that there's a bunch of scenes that are with guys that are just half naked in the smallest towels. And it's like it's kind of overt,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you look at it now, you know?
Sure.
And then there is a thing that's like you can look at it like, oh, this movie was made for girls for them to be like, ooh, the hot guy.
Right.
There's that like, no, it's actually for girls for them to have eye candy, you know?
Mhm.
But the fact that specifically like Tom Cruise's character, like he's more passionate when he's with the guys than when he's with the love interest is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And Tarantino has a point.
Mm-hmm.
And I like in that clip that we watched of Tarantino in that film, like his biggest, one of the things that I think he hits the nail on the head is when he says like, there is that moment where he goes to her house and they don't hook up, right?
Yeah.
And then like the next time he sees her, she's like wearing a hat and kind of like a tomboy.
Masculine.
And that's when he's like interested in her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, Tarantino, you dirty dog, you found it.
Mm.
Interesting.
Bro.
But yeah, it goes back to the point of like, I think Tommy, is it Tommy or Cruzy?
Tommy C.
Tommy C.
You have to put the face. Tommy C.
Tommy C. I
Yeah.
think he's not good at romantic scenes. I think he just feels off.
Right. Just like a personal thing.
Yeah, definitely personal, but I think it could be said like a lot of people feel that way. Name one good romantic movie he's been in.
Eyes Wide Shut.
And that's too like,
I know.
why does Stanley want him in that?
Yeah.
Because like he sees something's like, oh, this guy's kind of weird.
I mean, I've never seen Jerry Maguire, which is like his.
Oh, that's a good
His-
point.
I feel like.
That's a good movie too.
Yeah.
That okay. So
You're like, oh, sorry.
no. In Jerry Maguire, he has a assistant played
Okay.
by her. I forgot her name. Man,
I've never seen the movie.
She's from Me, Myself, and Irene.
Irene.
Renee Zellweger.
Okay.
So Renee Zellweger is his love interest, right? But the whole time, she's the assistant, and she's sort of like in love with him first, and he's like, you're my assistant, you'll help me. And he slowly falls in love with her. Why? Because like he's like, she has a kid. I love the kid. The kid's kind of cute. And he grows that attachment towards her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like steamy. There's definitely passion between them.
Okay.
It's more like, I'm getting used to you.
Jesus.
So why can't Cruzy be in the movie where like he's
Steamy.
steamy?
Steaming pile of poopy.
I'm trying to think of a actor who made a good like romantic film.
That's steamy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Leo. What was the last like romantic movie he did?
Titanic.
Uh,
Well, like
guess-
Ryan Gosling. or
yeah.
Maybe Channing Tatum. I haven't seen his. Matthew McConaughey.
In
Um,
what?
He did like 30, like or romance movies.
True.
I just never seen it. We don't watch that. Shut up, both of us.
Yeah.
Shut up, Ivan. Shut up, Adrian.
Yeah. And it's not like we want that.
Yeah. What are we fighting for, man?
Switch the subject. Val Kilmer in this movie.
Iceman. I like his look. He's like,
Buzz cut,
yeah,
clean shaven.
yeah. Always with the little grin that you just want to slap off.
chewing some gum.
I Smith. You're dangerous.
He has like some scenes in this film that are kind of suspect too, where he's like, remember that when he bites, they get super close and he's like, who does that?
What if he bit his nose? It's like,
Ow, gotcha. And there's that scene where when Goose dies, and he goes up to him and he's like, hey. He doesn't know like how to break it to him. He's like, I'm sorry for your loss. And he just like walks away.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about this before. Val Kilmer is like this big anomaly, to me at least, where I just can't tell you who he is.
Yeah.
Whether it's Batman, was it Forever Returns, or the Heat. Like, he never has a straight up performance where I'm like, okay, now I get who Val Kilmer is.
He's an actor, that's why.
Mysterious, some might say.
I mean, I don't really know who Christian Bale is, but I kind of do.
I feel like I do.
Holy.
Come on. Christian Bale's like...
Then
I know who Leo is. I know who Tom Cruise. He's a freak. He's a freak of nature.
I feel like I only know Christian because of how like still open he is with his interviews and stuff like that. Like, he's not a shut-in. I mean, I was like Joaquin Phoenix. I know like his thing is that he doesn't like anything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find like a modern.
Johnny Depp. You know who Johnny Depp is.
Yeah.
He loves cocaine and he loves wine, okay?
But like, how many Val Kilmer movies have we seen?
I mean, we've seen Heat, we've seen Batman, we've seen this movie, we've seen probably 2 other films in our life, right?
They're all different characters.
They're all different characters. I guess it's the fact that he's not out in public and we don't hear much from him. I know now he has like almost like cancer where he doesn't have long.
I think it's because he was before the internet age is a big thing. Because I was thinking Adam Driver is like the most similar, but I think just with internet, you know everyone now. And Val was not here as like an actor during the age of the internet. Really.
Right. That's true. Yeah, and he wasn't even here like in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
He was done by the 90s.
Yeah.
As a big actor.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Meg Ryan in this film.
Okay.
It's her first big film. She looks amazing in this film. And I just watched You've Got Mail. And I'm realizing that
she's the best actress ever, or what?
No, that like low key probably one of my favorite directors is Nora Ephron, who makes like rom-coms.
What if like we just like love rom-coms, but
yeah,
like our toxic masculinity has prevented it?
That's what it is, man.
I'm still not gonna watch them.
Have you watched one lately?
I mean, Crazy Stupid Love. Is that the one with Steve Carell? And
yeah, I think so.
I watched that not recently, but it's the one that comes to mind. I really liked it. It was funny.
See, it's deadly, like, because it's comedy with a little bit romantic spread in. And the reason I say Nora Ephron is because she makes a bunch of like New York films, so it's always based in New York. I'm like, oh, she's titillating me right now. The music in this film. Take my breath away. Like just some classic rock pop songs from the 80s.
They don't really do that. Like
they don't.
If they do, they don't let it sit.
No. Oh no.
It's just like the verse and then gone, or the hook gone.
Yeah. Sitting on the dock of the bay. I think that was like one of the dumbest things. Like they play Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. You know that song? By I forget his name. Anyways, they're playing it, and then Tom's like, my mom used to play this song. She played it over and over and over. I thought it was just a really dumb scene. But they have classic songs in this, and you're right. They don't do that anymore. They don't do 80s, like, slow motion. Keep the camera on Tommy C. and just let him do his thing.
Mm.
Go on the motorcycle, chasing the. They're gonna do that in this upcoming movie.
I hope they keep a lot of what was good.
Well,
Like, keep it simple, stupid sort of thing.
Let's talk about that. What do you expect from Top Gun Maverick?
Maverick. I've heard really good things already.
Yes.
So I just think everything that was good about this. So
It's like this on steroids?
Yeah, but just modern, and then like no limits
Uh-huh.
at all. And then the power of modern writing. Not that this writing was horrible, but
There's some clunky parts.
yeah, it's just the cheese of back then. It's like impossible to avoid.
Yeah.
I think that will probably be either gone or like,
Ironed out.
or just like they know what they're doing sort
Yep.
of cheese. Like a Sam Raimi, something.
Some cheesy Raimi.
Yes. And then just perfectly good action shots. Perfect.
Do you think we'll see a spawn of Goose? You think
Little
we'll
duckling.
we'll see a
Little duckling.
Goose Jr.? Because we have a couple of actors that are
New.
and who knows?
John Hamm. Madman.
He's definitely not Goose Jr.
Nah. I hope he has a good part. Like, I want him to be. I don't even see him.
I know.
We don't talk anymore.
Yeah. So I was reading a New Yorker article where they interview Elizabeth Moss,
Okay.
and they were saying like how her career is the best career out of all the Mad Men cast,
Yeah.
and it's because she's
Working.
What?
Working?
she just is a better actress essentially, and she has more range. Where like our boy Don,
Don't do this to me.
he's Don, you know.
Oh,
And it's also like casting directors, sometimes they only see someone as like what they were. And
Oh.
they're afraid of the audience only seeing
That.
them as what they were.
Yeah.
Like we can't cast Don. He's gonna always be Don.
Yeah.
And that's the shitty thing about acting. Like there's that kind of, it's not favoritism, but it's like a weird way of thinking where you kind of have to be lucky.
I think a lot of it's just like work. Like I feel like she just she wants to act in different ways.
True.
Whereas I would say John Hamm, like I made my money. I don't know his voice.
I don't know.
He made his money, and he's like kind of, I don't know if happy is the right word, but like, what else does he have to prove if he played like one of the greatest characters of all time?
Yeah.
Like I would be happy to die at that point.
Yeah. But if I were him and I'm making boatloads of money still, like residual, whatever, I would go for weird parts.
Yeah. Well, he did do a little. He was on. You ever see Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix?
I heard of it. No. I saw a couple episodes.
He
But
plays like a crazy little pastor dude who's like
Okay.
super manipulative. It's funny. It's not really worth watching the whole thing.
just for that.
But his parts are like just like the best parts ever.
Really?
Yeah, it's super. Like every time.
But
he's
is
on,
it the best because it's him?
Because he plays a funny guy so well. Like
Okay.
he should do a lot more comedies.
Interesting. I seen him in a movie that was straight to Amazon by the guy that made Ocean's 11. And I saw him in
The Minority Report or something.
No. It was like a 1940s film.
Oh,
Set in the 1940s.
never mind.
And he was in Baby Driver.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it was like, all right. It seems like a weird role for him. Like, you're
Yeah.
better than this. Like, don't play that guy. Like,
He-
we all know you can do that.
He should be like a comedy lead now, like on a show or something.
He was in a couple movies like that, right? With Wonder Woman. Where
Gal Gadot?
yeah, where they're like the super spy couple, and then the other couple were like the funny couple, and they were their actual
It
leads
sounds
of the movie.
familiar, but I haven't. But I think he just doesn't care about working too hard now. Because, I mean, how is he not hireable?
Yeah, with that jaw. Come on, man. So Goose Jr. Over or under? Yes or no? I say yes.
He feels a little corny. Like halfway through, like you're my wingman. They were like Tom Cruise and Goose Jr. Like he never knew it was Goose Jr. He's like, just call me Goose Jr. He's like, what did you say?
No. He's gonna come in and he's gonna be like the uncle. Like I got like he's already the dad figure to him.
It just feels like I've seen it too many times. Like the son.
No Goose Jr.
It's like Creed 2
I know.
or Creed or whatever.
I know.
I don't want that.
But remember, Tom Cruise's role in this movie, his dad was also a fighter pilot.
But that was back then when like tropes didn't exist.
Okay. All right. Good point. We'll see.
Tropes were created back then.
Is there going to be who's going to be the enemy? The Russians?
I wonder if they'll have an enemy, like a face. Or if I don't think they would. I think they'll realize like the best part of this movie was that there was no face and it's just like brotherly competition sort of thing.
That is the weird thing that I didn't expect from this movie, that it like there was only 2 times when they had to fight like an enemy, the very beginning and the very end. And I like how in the very end they're like, Code Red, we need you now that you just completed, let's go like, oh, it just so happens that we need them right now.
Yeah,
that's like that thing you're talking about, the trope, like,
yeah.
Oh, let's use them.
Yeah.
Rewatchability.
Yeah, as like a historic piece sort of deal.
It is in like the National Congress historical thing.
Yeah.
So. Rate it.
I give it like a 4.
Me too. 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 fighter jets.
4 out of 5 MiGs.
4 out of 5 MiGs.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, tune in for next week. We're gonna do Top Gun Maverick. Hopefully this movie got you primed and ready for going 4G negative on the tailspin with 2 Hokies on your left side and 1 on your right. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Short break and we'll be right back. Ivan, it's time for a section we like to call
Things and Such.
Unfortunately, there was a horrible shooting in Texas.
Oh, jeez.
Multiple kids passed away in an elementary rampage. It's disgusting. I think we have to mention it just because it's topical and it is something that happened that everyone should confront in some kind of way. At least in their own psyche.
Okay.
You just got to think about it. Like, don't run away and play your video games. Like, if you're a viewer of this, you're listening to this, and I appreciate you. Now, think about that and think how easy it is for Joe Schmo to go buy a machine gun at your local gun store. And maybe that shouldn't be a thing, right? Okay. RP to the little angels up there. Another unfortunate news, Ray Liotta passed away.
Saw that.
One of my favorite. He's like one of my favorite actors who I only seen one film. It's like that short list of
he has a mug, and he has like a like a character to him like that, like just a handful.
Yeah.
And I would have said this before he died, but
yeah,
like it's just a fact. He's like super unique looking, acting like every way.
Yeah, his face is like full of pots.
Yeah.
And as he got older, it got you would think like, oh, he's in Goodfellas. He's just gonna clean up his life.
Yeah.
Nah, he went harder, baby. So, in honor of our boy Ray Liotta, I'm gonna take a shot. Ivan, do you want a shot? He hasn't even drank his water.
Give me a drop in here.
Oh.
What do you mean?
That'd be even more disgusting. You want some?
No.
Oh.
You've embarrassed me. And now
Time
I
to
don't
do
want
that.
Now I don't want any.
Ray Liotta, we're opening some vintage
Kirkland
tequila añejo, bottled straight from wherever it was bottled. 100% agave.
Costco.
Ivan, while I take this shot, give me your opinions on Stranger Things that's coming out with season 4.
I think it's Netflix's final whimper before they go down the drain.
Yeah, Netflix is kind of in a mid tailspin because of their stock plunge. But I don't think they're dead. I don't think they'll ever be dead.
I think they were just very high, like way overvalued, and now they're just gonna finally get back to like, all right, let's be realistic about Netflix,
Yeah.
sort of thing. But I don't know. I think it was unavoidable, but they also kind of have to work on making just straight up 8 out of 10 stuff instead of 7 out of 10s.
I would say 4 out of 10s.
I'm being nice.
Okay.
I think there's 7 out of 10s in that, like, in a vacuum, they're decent. But the fact that they've been done in a million ways and better ways, it makes it a 4 out of 10.
And the fact that they're releasing straight to TV, like, it'd probably be better if you saw it in a screen, big screen, theater. The fact that you're watching on TV makes it worse.
I mean, even TV,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
their shows aren't
True.
amazing.
Yep.
They got good
Shout
stuff.
out to Bridgerton, though. Avid fan right here. Keep making that shit.
Jesus. Trash. Hate it.
I mean, there's always going to be a place for, like, the Walmart of
Yeah.
streaming services. But I think you're right where it's like there people, and maybe they will realize that it's kind of a shitty service in a way. It's kind of like the Instagram. Or I shouldn't, no, it is the Walmart.
I think Walmart was the best
Yeah.
comparison.
But yeah, Stranger Things 4, I mean, I'm not excited really at all for it. I'll probably try to watch it. I don't think I'll finish it at all. Unless it gets good, but... In other news, Obi-Wan's coming out.
I might watch it. I'll watch it.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm equally disinterested in it as much as Stranger Things.
I'm scared it'll be bad. I just want lightsaber fights.
You too, Ivan?
Like episode 3 where it's like where it didn't make sense, but it was just super fun to watch. You know?
Yeah. But I don't think we're going to get that because we're at the point in the lineage where it's like there's only a couple people that have lightsabers.
Yeah. I think once they go back in time where it's like the golden age of Star Wars, like before, like thousands of years before, if anything, where they like still had Jedi temples and stuff like that, where they can go back. I think because of what, a little nerdy, but what Palpatine did.
Damn Palpatine. Ruined
like,
everything.
Yeah, he just like destroyed all the Jedis, like so like all that knowledge was gone. So now lightsaber fights are so like literally their only hope is going way back, or they can just start a new school and be like, hey, let's learn how to fight how we used to.
I just feel I don't think it's so much as I don't think it's a Obi-Wan thing that the reason I'm not interested. I think it's more of like an IP thing. Like, I'm not interested in Star Wars. I'm not interested in Marvel at all. Like, they released that She-Hulk trailer. I'm like, what is this bullshit? And they released, what is it, like, Miss Marvel TV show trailer? And it just, to me, what it feels like is like high-grade Disney Channel shows.
Yeah.
And
see Xenon, the sequel, part 3 or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, Xenon is better, but
hey, come on.
I feel like I'm getting old and it's not for me anymore.
I think they're losing it a bit. I think they thought they can kind of be a little lazy with TV shows.
But I think it's more that it's not us anymore. Cause like they're gonna.
I mean, I like it.
You're gonna watch Miss Marvel and She-Hulk?
I might.
You haven't watched Moon Knight?
I mean, I haven't watched a lot, but
exactly. You're not the audience anymore. The audience is 13-year-old Ricky down the street, and he loves it.
I'm pretty sure I'll watch it eventually once like a movie I care about starts coming out. Because I don't really care about Doctor Strange. I care about I don't know what's coming out. Black Panther 2.
Don't tell me you don't like Black Panther.
Ibambe. Wait, I feel racist.
No, that's their main sound.
But that's like That's like it was to make fun of like.
Ooh. Black Panther soundtrack. At me if you want. I'm just saying that it doesn't matter what we think.
Okay.
It matters what Ricky and Julie down the street think, who are 13 and 14. And that's their main thing, you know? And they're going to watch She-Hulk, and they're going to watch Obi-Wan, and they're going to be okay with it. I think my point is, like, I'm realizing that I'm not interested in IP anymore because it's just redundant. It's the same thing over and over.
But I feel like if that was true, I wouldn't enjoy watching like Iron Man 1 or like Endgame or any of those if I was tired of Marvel. I think there's a blip in there.
So you can rewatch Iron Man?
Probably.
Okay, maybe you're just like, you're not at the level I am at then. I'm old then.
You saying you can't watch Iron Man?
Nah, I wouldn't want to watch Iron Man. Like, when I go to Disney Plus, what I want to watch is, like a newer Pixar film, or an old Star Wars. Like, I'd rather watch The Last Jedi than Iron Man,
Okay.
the Rian Johnson film. 1,000% more than, and I would want to watch Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, over Iron Man.
I think I'm just more focused on the movies then, because like I don't know if I'll ever watch the TV shows again, but like I would watch Thor 3 again. I would watch Guardians, any of them again. Iron Man 1. I mean, I'd probably watch all 3 Iron Man again.
You like Iron Man 2 is like, no, I don't want to watch that. Iron Man 3?
It's just fun. I just really like watching the suits.
It was your perfect age, though. I think that's what it is. It lined up like, you were Ricky down the street when that movie was coming down.
But I mean, I still want to watch Thor 3, and that was like 5 years ago or something.
Sure.
I'm saying like I wouldn't say no to any of these movies, really.
You're not at the point I'm at.
Even like Doctor Strange, when it comes out, I'll probably rewatch it. Just the shows. That's when it gets a little like, I don't know about this.
Speaking of shows, good jumping off point. I didn't know this, but John Watts, the director who made the latest Spider-Man trilogy and who left Fantastic Four, the new movie, is making a Star Wars show. Did you know this? It's called Skeleton Crew.
Fire him.
This actually kind of intrigues me because it's after Skywalker shit.
So after 9?
No, after 7. You're right. I'm not interested that much. I'm not interested.
What's it about?
No one knows. No one knows. Evan, it's time for a section.
Wait, Thor trailer.
Didn't watch it.
You should see how huge Chris Hemsworth looks. He looks almost like The Rock. Like, he is disgustingly huge. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is a beast.
That's the thing, man. Like,
Shut up.
I don't respect him. I don't respect him.
He puts in work. You're just mad he uses steroids.
Yeah. No. I'm not mad that he uses steroids. That's the last thing that I'll be mad at. I'm mad that he lies that he doesn't use steroids.
Oh.
He's like, no, I'm all natural, baby.
I don't care.
How you just say it?
True, but I don't care.
Yeah, come on. It's like,
I don't know why I don't care. It's so fake, but like, I don't know. I just like, he could lie as much as he wants. I'll be like, sure, I don't care.
but it's insidious. That's what it is for me.
But who does it hurt?
What?
It hurts fatties who thinks they can get that body or what?
No. It's like,
There's big old fatties.
it's almost like I don't know how to describe it. To me, it's insidious because you're just straight up lying to kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, to to me, for some reason, I keep thinking about this. Like, it's like when America would go to war and say, like, they're doing this because of this, but it's actually because of X.
You know what? I know why I don't care. And it's a little controversial. I just puzzled it out.
You know, on Peliculas with the Bros, we love controversial stuff. Come on, man.
I have a sick ideology where, like...
Oh, God. You're evil, huh?
A little bit,
Oh,
but,
God.
like, in a good way.
Okay. In a good way.
Like,
I never heard someone say, I'm evil in a good way.
You know that phrase? It's like kind of corny, but play stupid games, win stupid prizes, sort of thing.
I actually never heard that.
Well, it
go
means
ahead.
like you're doing something stupid, you're gonna win a stupid prize. Like you
Okay.
play with a bomb, you're gonna win the prize that is a bomb exploding.
Okay. I like that.
Off that ideology,
Okay.
I think if you're dumb enough to know to see.
No.
Yeah. Hold on. This is why it's a little evil. You can't even look at me. I think
This is my brother. And I don't feel good.
I still think it's bad, and I think he should be like, you know what? I no, I don't care. I think he should be like, it's very hard to get this physique, and it's not healthy to maintain it, and you should not rely on the body for happiness. He should be saying all that. Like, even if he's lying about whatever, he should be like, love yourself even if you're fat.
Okay.
But if you think, like, just not even him I'm talking about, but if you think if getting that body is gonna make you anything different, I think it's kind of your fault for falling into that trap.
But that you're talking about a specific subset of people who are thinking this way. Like, I'm talking about more the overall thing of, like, there's kids that are affected by this. Not only people
But
who
I
want to
think-
achieve that body, but there's kids who think like, oh, that's a normal way to look as long as I eat my veggies and work out. No. You got to take
Nah.
supplements that are insidious to some of your chemical body parts.
I see a kid seeing this and he's like, wow, I want to be buff like that. And then they get into it. Like, they want to get into working out. And then they realize, wow, this isn't feasible.
And then what happens?
They're like, okay, I guess I'll just be realistic with my life.
No, you're thinking of like the perfect scenario, but that doesn't have. People can get hurt this way, where they're like, I need to be like this. I want to be like this.
But then I think that's just more going back, like,
oh, that's the evil part.
raising your kids right
Oh, no.
and telling them, you know, who's taking them to these movies? The parents. Whose job is it to tell the kids this body isn't actually realistic?
But as like a human, like Chris Hemsworth, I'm a human being. I know that all parents aren't good parents. Maybe I should contribute to society and not lie.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get
know.
that point.
Yeah.
But not all parents do that. So maybe me as a person thinking for the greater good, maybe I shouldn't lie because it's affecting people who don't have the chance to have good parents.
But he also posts a lot of like very hard workouts where he's like going disgustingly hard. And
Yes.
even I'm like, I would never do that.
Yes.
I think that's where he can kind of get away with it. Because if a kid sees like the body and he's like, how do I get that body? And you see, boom, boom, boom.
Okay, maybe no.
Yeah, like maybe I'm good. Maybe I'm fine.
True. It is true that even though you take supplements, you need to work out incredibly hard. Like, you still need to work as hard as you would without them.
And it's hard. Like, look at, dude, it's hard work. And like, I don't see how anyone could get into working out and then try to aim for that. And they don't realize, like, at one point that it's either like impossible or very, very hard. And like, if it's that hard, you're going to have to like think like, do I actually want this or do I want to have a different life?
Yep.
And if you're like, I actually want this, then you have to be a little honest and say like, it's going to be hard. I'm going to suffer. But if it gets to the point where you're just like bulimic or whatever, I think that's where I'm like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
You're thinking completely like what is that, like
utilitarian or something.
Yeah, it's like the fittest.
Survival of the
Yeah,
fittest.
like you're dumb.
I mean, a bit like yes, but I think at a point people need some sort of suffering.
Sure.
To
Yeah.
get to a point where like, okay, I'm a man now. I'm a woman now.
Yeah.
Because they realize like some great truth.
True.
And I think that would be one of those great sufferings where like you're going hard and you're like, wow, I'm actually killing my body. But if you go so hard that you kill your body in some way, it's like maybe if you stopped and read a little more of the literature of the gym and looked out more instead of just blindly sticking steroids in yourself, you wouldn't have done this.
True.
It's not hard to be like slightly intelligent. You know?
But it's like imagine going back to my dumb 16-year-old self who almost joined the army so he can buy fake Jordans in Taiwan.
What a goal.
Imagine if I didn't have my dad
Right.
or my mom.
Yeah.
And imagine I was like a single I was raised in a single parent household with my mom working all the time.
Yes.
I could have joined the army.
But even going more back, that's more like a government issue where like our culture is messed up in a way that's like you could just keep going back and back.
But Hemsworth is the army in this case. Hemsworth's the recruiter. Because the recruiter's kind of evil because he knows that most likely all the people that I'm signing up, they're going to have some kind of PTSD.
Right.
Like now I'm just realizing how evil that recruiter was.
But I don't think it's fair to compare army to just working out. Like I see the comparison, but I don't think.
True. There's more at stake at the army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge. I understand it, but like it's a completely different evil.
Yes. But it's still evil.
But you gotta kind of. I think you have to. This is like another evil thing.
Oh god.
Like there's no way to not be evil in this world, because like the clothes you're wearing was made by some Chinese boy. And,
No, was it?
okay,
I bought
the
this in
shoes,
China.
The shirt you made. I mean the pants you're wearing, the hat you did, this microphone, that thing, your beard.
My beard.
Your beard was made in China. But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's a million ways you can make someone evil, and you're gonna have to like live with it.
You're right. Okay. You just completely switched my mind. I'm pretty evil. I'm pretty evil.
Yeah.
I like
Me
that.
too.
I like that. Okay. Are you done with things and such?
Yeah.
It's time for a section we like to call What's on the Telly?
I've been watching Family Guy
Okay. I like it.
because you inspired me with your Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
Because Family Guy was super, super formative for me.
Yep.
My God, I'm there. I'm right there, Adrian.
That's me. I'm Stewie, damn it.
I see myself like in every character. Like Peter, because he like makes stupid things. Like he makes things like he trivializes things that shouldn't really be trivialized at times.
Yeah.
And then Stewie just like saying the crazy stuff. Like Brian, like all of them. I see myself in some way.
Yeah.
And like some of the jokes, like I've said this, like I forgot that this is where I got it from.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's like so like I didn't feel like a violent like you did where it was like, oh God, this is me.
Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing for me.
For me, I was like, oh, I see a lot of myself in this.
Yeah.
Like with SpongeBob before. But it's fun so far.
That's good. I'm glad I inspired someone in this house. I've been watching a lot of basketball. Really into sports right now, as you can see. The Padres are one of the best teams in the league, which I'm excited to report.
You know, side note, I remember going, I don't know if it was with you, a Padres game in here, and like the person in front of us or whoever was with me was like a New York person, and they're like, "Oh, the Padres suck," and I was mad at the guy. I don't even care about sports. It's like, can you just be respectful to the sport?
Yeah.
Like, New York's gonna be the best, like always, and stuff like that. So when you say that, I'm like, revenge to that one guy who I don't remember at all.
But okay, and then side note after that, the Yankees are the best team in
Oh,
the
man.
league right now. They're number 1.
So we're 2?
Yeah. No, we're like 5th-ish.
I could live with that.
Yeah. We're just better than we've ever been. That's the good thing.
Yeah, I like that more than it's just that one guy. He lives in my head forever.
Yep. So it's like weird, huh?
Yeah.
That you don't like sports at all, but you're like, don't disrespect the Padres. I'm from San Diego, damn it.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's man, in one word right there, or in a phrase. But yeah, so I was thinking like, I need more sports in my life,
Oh God.
and I'm like, I don't have hockey in my life, and then I started thinking,
You should have like a little thing here that says like I'm permanent marker, and then like a little marker board says race that sports guy. No, it's Friday. Ness games.
So I was like, okay, I need a hockey team, and then I'm like, how do I pick my hockey team?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need what's the sister city of San Diego?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have a sister city in
Canada.
in US,
Oh.
the US. Or we might have one in Canada. But I just arbitrarily picked New York. So New York
Very
Rangers.
arbitrary, if you ask me.
New York Rangers are my hockey team. And then I was like, I need like another baseball team. And I have the Mets hat, so I'm like, okay, yeah, it's the Mets. I'm a Queens boy.
Oh God.
New York Mets, baby.
The Queens. I was thinking the Brooklyn Baby, but I don't know what the Queens would
Brooklyn,
be.
baby.
Retired that name.
So yeah, that's it. And then we watched this crazy movie. So you know, like the whole subgenre of like 12 Shades, 21 was Shades of Grey,
50.
50 Shades of Grey. I don't know what 21. There's a movie on Netflix called 365 Days, and my wife's like, we gotta watch that. So we start watching it, and like the trailer has like that 50 Shades of Grey style, and it straight up becomes like porn. And we're like, how do you show this on Netflix? And halfway through, she's like, change this. We can't watch this.
Jeez.
And there's a hilarious scene where the guy's naked, the girl's naked, and the girl's like staring at his dick, and the guy's like, why are you staring at it? And it's such bad dialogue. He's like, you're staring at it, huh? And she's like, no. It was so cringeworthy, and I was cracking up so bad, and she was cracking up too.
Netflix, man.
I know, they just like bought it from Poland, and, like put it on.
Ship it out. Ship it out.
We need that segment of viewers to need to watch this.
Probably is like a chunk of. That's probably why it's bad. Like they're catering to that super huge crowd of mindless people who just loves action, romance.
Well, they need every genre.
Yeah, but
So they buy everything.
but it's hurting them in a way.
Yes.
Long term, they didn't think long term well enough. Or they did. They're like, nah, we want money.
Well, I wonder if there's equivalent to that in like music. Like Spotify, you can do anything. So you sort of water down the system.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's hard to compare.
It is.
Like, what's the music service for, like HBO Max? Like, what's the comparison? Are you asking in a way?
I'm saying like, could there be something that's a more filtered, more refined thing for music streaming?
Oh,
Like we only accept
3.5
and up.
Oh, maybe that's an idea. Like, super curated streaming service where literally everything's like actually good.
Yeah.
And you could just shuffle like, oh, that's good.
Yep.
That's an idea. Thanks, I'll steal it. Make millions, billions maybe.
On that subject, it's time for a section called Really Be Bussin'. I don't have any music stuff. The only one thing I have is, give me your update on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
I listened to, I think I've rinsed it enough.
Uh-huh.
It's good. I listened to Pimp a Butterfly as comparison.
Yep.
I was like, oh wow, this is actually way better
Really?
as like an album. but I still like Mr. Morale better.
Oh, you okay. Sorry. This is way better, as in To Pimp a Butterfly is way better.
Yeah, like
Gotcha. Cohesiveness.
yes.
Okay.
Like just that the Tupac thing at the end, and
Yep.
then how he did like the poem between like all that stuff, and like it's all like jazz influenced.
Yep.
And like super layered production, like everything just top notch.
Yes.
And this, it's not bad, but I think because Kendrick produced a lot of it, I think he wanted to do a lot of it on his own. He kind of lost that super top notch production that he had before because he's not that at that level.
I didn't know he produced a lot of it.
He did. He's not at that level of a producer yet.
Does he have a different name as a producer?
Okama.
Oh, really?
Okayama. I think that, yeah.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay.
But I mean, I think I'll always like this album more,
Interesting.
just because I like the themes more relatable to me.
Mm-hmm.
This one is,
Yes,
whereas
definitely.
To Pimp a Butterfly was very explicit with like black struggle
Yes.
more than anything. And then I mean, Good Kid, Mad City, it's good, but it's not. It's a little more hit oriented, so it has its place. Whereas this is more you sit down and think. Like you can't really compare a hit to something that makes you think because that's a mood more than
Right.
anything. But it's good. Like if anyone says like he's falling off, they're stupid.
Yeah, no. He's not falling off. For me, I think I'm not gravitating towards the album, which doesn't mean that it's a bad or it's not a bad album, guys. It's just not an album I'm seeking.
Right.
I think it goes back to what I said when we talked about it, that he made this album for himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like his most selfish album.
Intimate.
And intimate.
Okay.
But it's selfish in the sense that like he was writing his story, his struggles, and not necessarily trying to make something that he didn't make this album to shift the culture or impact the culture. I think he made it to settle some demons inside of him.
Right. Isn't that what art is?
It is. And I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying like it's not an album for me, but it's a great album.
Right. What would be a Kendrick album for you?
I think it would be an album that honestly is more melodic, more pleasing on the ears, but also
Drake.
has the same kind of messaging.
So it's just like more the genre shift.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of relatable stuff in this album. I think one of the things that makes albums great is like that they sort of set the mood of your place in your, like how you're living your life currently.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes like some of my favorite albums because like when I heard him, I thought it sort of reflected of how I was living.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's a thing with getting old too, like, and this more as a whole, like music from younger people I can't relate to or I don't like as much
You already
because
went through it.
yeah, I've already went through it and I don't experience the same kind of emotions.
Yeah. It's tough just because, I mean, I feel like even if I was like 80, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I don't know how I'll change. But I think even at 80, I would still feel like that pang of love or like just random emotions that. And I think a young person could still replicate like it in a new way where I'm like, oh yeah, I know what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I would still like it, you know?
Yes.
Like I'm 80. Kendrick's great grandson makes an album. I'm like, oh yeah, this is my new favorite album of all time.
Yeah. I hope I can still do that. And I hope that happens soon. Like, I hope I have an album that is impactful for me as, like,
Take Care.
No, like a Lil Pump album. You know what I mean? But no, it's just kidding. A Take Care kind of album, or even Good Kid, Mad City. Like, that's one of my favorite albums. Not because it represented my life, but because it was like the first newer album that did a concept kind of album where it was like a story, and even the hits were part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like Drink and
Yeah.
I forgot the name. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else, Ivan?
Is this music?
Yeah.
Calvin Harris tonight. Remember Funk Wave Bounces?
Oh yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Okay, thanks. Young Thug and Dua Lipa.
On a song
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah. Good summer album. Maybe
I hope.
maybe this is what we need.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just think like
Is that like there's nothing new coming out, right? Other than that?
as like a big artist. Post
Yeah.
Malone soon. I'm a postie.
I like some of his songs. I just don't think he's going to go.
Opposite for me.
Because remember, we thought he was going to go rock? Like he was going to do
Oh.
something game changing?
I think yeah.
But I think he's staying with like that
But-
rap song-y.
I think just generally there's no more going this way anymore. It's like you're just gonna borrow from everything and then just do your own thing.
True. But I don't think he's borrowing from too many places. I hope he just doesn't make like another rap song.
His thing is like rap, rock, melodic.
But he doesn't do rock. Like there's no rock song on his last albums.
It's a little rocky.
A$AP Rocky.
We'll see. I honestly think he's like one of not. Hold on.
Okay.
He has very good potential.
Yes.
Like very very good potential.
He's
But-
one of the most talented
Yes.
out of the bunch.
But I don't know if he's ever gonna get out of whatever. Like he's like right below that layer of like, get to Kanye, get to Drake, get to Prince, Michael Jackson. But like he has the potential, but I don't know or think
He won't. I don't
Hey,
think he has that much
come
potential.
on.
No. He doesn't have that layer.
Because he does do, like I think the geniuses do what they do is just like make their own genre.
Yes.
And I think Post is doing that in his way, but he's still kind of stuck with like trap and then like freaking Ozzy Osbourne rock or whatever.
Mm.
And he doesn't break that barrier of like, let me just perfectly be me in my new genre.
Yes, exactly.
I think he can do it, but I don't know if he will. Like he needs that growth. He needs to get that growth somehow.
I'm saying odds. I agree, but I say odds are most likely he will never do that.
Yes, but I am hopeful that he will.
I like that. I like the optimistic guy. Man.
Thank you.
You don't see him too often.
Thank you.
All right. I'll be checking out that Calvin Harris album
Tonight. Well, it's just a song tonight.
Oh, okay.
Album, I don't know when.
soon.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
All right, beautiful people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week with Top Gun Maverick. Hope you enjoyed. Please hit the subscribe button. Please like the video. Please leave a comment. Oh, Ivan, before we go, we had a commenting that we don't understand America Chavez, that she was adopted by a Puerto Rican family. If you don't remember last podcast, she was adopted by a Puerto Rican family, and Spider-Man calls her Boricua.
Was this in the movie?
No.
Then shut up.
In the comics. And they're like, you guys don't get it. And I said, I understand that we don't know the comic book history, but what we don't like is that we don't know her heritage. And as two new viewers, we're not supposed to know the comic book lore.
Yeah.
We just know that she looks Hispanic. And then I think he took gripe, or he or she took gripe that we assumed that she was Mexican. And I said, well, she said este way, which is colloquially Mexican.
I don't think it's too crazy to assume she was Mexican. Like America Chavez, like I think like what's America Ferrera? Is she Mexican? Probably.
I don't know.
Cesar Chavez,
There you go.
Mexican. Like,
But shout out at the end of the day. Shout out to the commenter.
no.
Yeah. Shout out
No.
to you. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you, and we hope we converted your idea. Maybe we'll think about your idea more. And
Look, he's right, but the movie should have done that.
yes,
But if it did that, it would have been a lot. And so it's like
you're losing something.
you're screwed either way.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because she belongs in like a TV show with that one. Oh, what's her name? Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
Like a little tag team duo. I'll watch that. No, I won't watch.
All right, guys. Be back next week. Peace out.
Bye.